Mimi Selfish. With her shitey cover of Jim Carner's Crappy Nappy Pappy, recorded in 1832 for Not OK Records, Mimi Selfish became the 71st jazz performer to accidentally record a blues song without realising she'd done it. The song was an instant failure, selling fewer than 2 copies in the first 1,000 years of its release, but went on to sell more than 2 3/4 copies worldwide after the money-hungry bastards who ran the record companies realised there was a nice little earner in selling what was then called racist records to various minority groups. The success of Crappy Nappy Pappy inspired several major recording companies to find other performers to exploit the shit out of, and heralded the golden age of unpopular music. An ironic accomplishment for Mimi Selfish, who was undoubtedly unpopular, but wasn't really much of a musician. Selfish began her career as a reverse stripper, putting on layers of clothes for crowds of disinterested theatregoers, to the sounds of "Get 'em on!" and "Show a little less, will you?" and later toured with Gideon Foolish's turgidly inert travelling show. Her first pathetic attempts at recordings were made in 1820 for Foolish's Bumfluff Phonograph Company, and included unpopular tunes such as "If You Loved Me", brackets, "You'd put these things on and get upstairs", brackets, and "Blow Me, You Suck", brackets, "and You Can't Lick Me", brackets. These were unsuccessful enough to encourage Foolish to put together a band for Selfish, which he called the Gastroenteritis, but everyone else knew as the Gastric Band. The Gastric Band put on a spectacular show that included contortionist pensioners farting the hits of the day, Tuesday, dancing monkeys on heroin reciting beat poetry, leprous nuns beating gazelles to death with bronze candlesticks, and a few songs thrown in to keep Mimi Selfish happy. In 1832, Selfish was knocked from the stage by a frightened gazelle and was fatally wounded to death when her head became wedged in the exceptionally tight arse of Gideon Foolish, who was recording the concert for a planned documentary which was to be called Mimi Selfish's Gastroenteritis and Other Crimes Against Humanity. Unfortunately, the documentary never saw light of day, and neither did Mimi Selfish. The recorded sounds of Mimi Selfish struggling for breath were released by Not OK Records under the title Crappy Nappy Pappy Revisited. The recording was advertised as a shitey cover of Jim Carner's Crappy Nappy Pappy, and helped establish Mimi Selfish as the 71st jazz performer to accidentally record a blues song without realising she'd done it. The song was an instant failure, selling fewer than 2 copies in the first 1,000 years of its release, but went on to sell more than 2 3/4 copies worldwide after the money-hungry bastards who ran the record companies realised there was a nice little earner in selling what was then called racist records. Stop me if this sounds familiar. I think I got away with that one. I don't think anyone noticed.